Alright, sorry if you guys can't hear me, it's raining. I got the front drive on, just, got the fuel going, how I was talking about. So this is a Aeromotive, what is it, boost reference fuel pressure regulator, which you can run without boost reference if you don't have boost, which I don't at the moment. So dash 10 vibrant, this is the nylon lined, because you know you got to match it everything. Yeah, so these fit. I already mocked them up. I just took them off. They suck making those lines work because they're so small. The back will have a Y here, and then I'm just gonna dip them down, because I was gonna run it under that gap back there, but I don't want it to get wedged. You see the return goes under. This is just sitting on there, so I'm gonna take this off real quick so you can see the steam ports and the return. If I don't drop it. So there's a return, just wrapped up because I don't want too much heat in the fuel. With the amount of pumps I'm gonna be running, the return's gonna be kicking, so I don't want it pumping hot fuel. And then that's the steam port, Earl steam port fitting. This thing's super heavy, so I'm gonna put it down. Preferably not in the rain though. So that's it. The front drive looks great, exactly what I wanted, you know. Just try and have as minimum stick out as I can from the heads, because again, I don't know how I'm going to run the turbo piping, if it's going to go front and down or around the back. So I got the headers on, which I showed you a little bit before. The dipsticks, slow car. And I think I lucked out because I was gonna have to run a new throttle cable, but the Earl's kit comes with a long ass -3 line, and I'm pretty sure that's the same line that they use for those. And when I put this in, I knew I was gonna do a swap. I never keep the same motor, so I just I didn't cut that line, so it might be long enough. You see, I got a bracket, like parts of a bracket made up over there. Yeah, so that's about it. Just a quick update. I know it's been a minute, so just wanted to let you know I'm out here working, but took some time off for Thanksgiving. Stuff in my face. Starters in. Power Master, and I got a heat shield for that too, because I've had many torque starters before with big ass headers. These are just cheap mock-up headers, so when it's turbo, I'm hoping to have the downpipe go down there, which is probably going to be like a 5-inch downpipe, which will barely fit. I don't want no heat on that thing, and it was like $19 for the heat shield, and I've had the heat soak starter problem before, so not gonna deal with that shit. Still gotta put this, so there's a train, you know, the train's always kicking. Yeah, I gotta put the power steering pulley on. I ordered some fittings here, so I'm just gonna run conversions from these. They're like 18 by something millimeter, some crap. Look it up on Team Chevelle, or Terry, the car guy. I forgot his name, but he's the only other guy that does good. Well, let me not say that. He's another dude that does Chevelle videos that have good info on it. So there's a return here, -3. So I'm gonna convert it from -3. I'll have it 90'd, and then the extra loop just so it's got some slack, and then the return I'll have a 90, and then some slack here that goes back up. It looks like it doesn't have a lot of room, because it doesn't, but it's enough to fit a hot line on there, and it's got a little pocket there, so it'll be fine. Luckily Holley turned that, because if this was 90 down, I'd be screwed. I'd have to cut it and do some ghetto shit. So, and this has a little bit of movement on it too, so you can clock it like a 1/4 inch, not even, but it did what it needed to do. So, and if I need it further than that, I'll just haul these, because they're just holes here. and then these drill into the pump, screw into the pump, so I could just hollow those out and move it in, and then I'll probably need a smaller belt. But yeah, that's it. I got the little cover that goes on here. I didn't get all the covers. I mean, it's not that serious, so I still gotta put the crank pulley on, which I might do right now, but it's raining, so I don't really want to do too much, because I gotta get under the car, run the fuels, run the coolers. Here, let me show you the coolers. Oh shit, I almost ate shit again. I don't know if you can see it, but this is what I'm gonna run for the fuel cooler. So we're just mocking up the lines to where they were gonna go in the car. This will be mounted to, I haven't decided whether I'm gonna mount it to the frame rail or to the body. I kind of want to mount it to the body, just because it'll have 4 bolts holding it in instead of just 2. Because if I have it like this against the frame rail, I'll have to make an L bracket, and that means it'll only have like 1 bolt, you know, like these little L brackets here. You get what I'm saying? So they'll be like say that's the frame. This will mount up like that. I don't trust that, so I'd rather mount it like boom to the floor and then run the lines into the rails, because this thing is fat. It's just a little experiment I'm trying. Colder's better. I'm trying to prevent as much heat in this car as I can, because once turbo comes, man, them shits get hot, and I push my cars, so especially on the highway, long pulls. So, ooh, sorry. So this is the Y fitting. It'll sit on the firewall, and then these fittings are different. I'm waiting on, there'll be 150 degree fittings, which I was trying to do minimal 90s. I really didn't want to do any more than a 45, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. So, and then I'm gonna wrap this bottom line here in that same heat tape. So yeah, that's just a quick update for you guys. Hope you had a good Thanksgiving. Didn't beat up too many relatives. So, I'll get back to it, man. Thank y'all for watching once again. Holla.